Greetings to you all. So this is the September Dreamwave. I'm going to go over the month ahead. We still have some days left in August. As I shared last week, this month was pretty crazy, pretty chaotic. But for the Virgos, I think it was more that their minds were in chaos with Mercury in retrograde. That's my experience anyway. For the coming month in September, we have a different scenario. I quoted one of my favorite bands, Octurus, waiting for a change in the weather, waiting for a shift in the air. And we will indeed have that. In September, we begin the month with a new moon, and towards the end of the month, eclipse season will start around the 17th, and it will go to October 2nd. And that means that that's the time period from one eclipse to the next. And so we're looking at next month being a little more calm, a little more peaceful, a lot of movement as Mercury goes direct. And the last week of the month looks like there'll be some chaos. As I wrote here, the mutable cross begins to feel some respite. So for late Geminis, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius, the energy's been a lot. It's been very busy. Chaos continues to be exhausted and wears out for a new calming Virgo order until the last week of September, as I noted. Pisces eclipse will happen on the 17th of September, and October 2nd will be the following eclipse, and that will be a solar. And if your birthday is around those times, just take it easy. Your vitality is being eclipsed at that time. So take it real easy. Even if you travel, I mean, just make sure you're taking the time to really strengthen your vitality in ways that support you, whether it's through grounding or through swimming. Earthen things will be very supportive to the body. The eclipses will hide new plots and trigger dates that will follow, full of movement forward with your own goals and stages to set forth new experiences. And as I sometimes note, the frame that I cover here is one of looking at the verse as a type of inverse, as a kind of created realm that we are inside of. The planets are thus visible and invisible symbols of the construct, the language we are born into, so as to play with what we do not yet understand. The stars are the dust we are comprised of. The chart graphs is the area wherein we project out and play our stories out in this creatrix. The purpose of life is to play out what we do not yet understand. Life is a stage play, an exercise of free fate. The planetary lights code a holographic projection. Astrology and design are the interface, the symbols we use to describe, play it, replay it, and direct it back to our limited or unlimited selves. We see our reality for the two-dimensional screens as it appears to us, fooling us into the illusion of movement, both our seeming own and seeming outward. Now, it's a great election time, the beginning of the month, around September 2nd, 3rd. Well, I'd say September 3rd, 4th, 5th. As I noted, the full moon will be in Pisces, 25 degrees. The new moon solar eclipse will be in Libra, October 2nd. So that'll be the beginning of next month. Mercury goes direct outside of shadow on September 12th. And the Jupiter square Saturn is still in effect all the way until next May. So careful to balance, not to overdo things, but careful, calculated growth. The eclipses act as a kind of initiation into the underworld for that moment. The Virgo Pisces alert transformation, life changes. Eclipse is a dark underworld seeding of plots and plans. The late Virgo, Pisces, and early Libra Aries vitality will be specifically affected on these eclipses. Now, in the new moon on September 3rd, the sun and moon will be in gate 64. This is a mental gate in human design. It's Virgo 12 degrees. The energy of this gate is confusion prior to completion. So this is when we are searching for an answer, when we're reasoning things out, and we're coming up against a wall of confusion prior to an allowance for understanding to come through, and to thus have a sort of just balance with where we're at so we can allow illumination to come in. The full moon on September 18th will be in gate 36. This is a gate of desires. This is a Pisces gate. This is 25 degrees. This is a very intense gate. Usually it inspires a lot of movement, a needing to exercise or to travel, or to really move about your body. Crisis to resolution. Once experience is met, change is met in compassion. So this moon will be very active, and it'll be an eclipse. So it'll be very movement oriented. It will be a healthy way to deal with it. In a sense, it's about the alleviation of boredom and a search for a new adventure. Now, as the month begins, the sun will move into gate 40. This is a good time to spend time on your own and to take care of your mind, emotions, body, and spirit. Definitely a time to turn off the gadgets and sit and feel what you need to feel and see what you want to see, or see what you need to see as well. On September 3rd, the sun will go into this new moon that I discussed, gate 64. So there could be some overthinking, but just allow solutions to come. On September 9th to the 15th, the sun will move into gate 47. This is about nurturing the seeds of thought. Look towards what may rise up in realization and transfiguration. On September 15th to the 21st, this is during the eclipse time, the sun will move into gate 6. Now, gate 6 is often a gate of conflict. Cultivate, trust your emotions in balance, and find resolve and peace through the challenging emotions. The key of this gate is to understand that emotional energy is needed to be felt so it can be processed through, and so it can come out the other side, feeling what we need to feel and letting go of it. On the 21st, around equinox, the sun will move into gate 46. This is all about the body as the temple, taking care of the body as it dwells in the spirit. Do things to take care of your body. On September 26th, nearing the end of the month, this will end on the day of the Libran eclipse. The sun will turn to gate 18. This is a gate of darkness, renewing the responsibility to find the remedy and judge with compassion. This can be a very challenging gate as it inspires judgment and correction and finding solution to things. Remember only to give your input when asked, and that this gate actually provides a moment to look within and deal with your own personal animum, your own personal feminine, as it relates to gate 18 in the I Ching. The planets will be more or less in these particular signs as the month begins. The new moon, obviously, the sun and moon will be in Virgo. Mercury will be in Leo. Venus will be in Libra this month. Mars will be in Gemini, soon beginning the retrograde. Jupiter will continue in Gemini. Saturn is in Pisces, Uranus is in Taurus, and Neptune's in Pisces. So as you can see, the mutable cross is quite busy. We have the Virgo polarity with Pisces, and then we have the square polarity with Gemini. Not so much you'll see any planets in Sagittarius, but Sagittarius will be feeling the opposition of the Mars in Gemini and the Jupiter in Gemini, as well as the squares from Virgo and Pisces. Now for a general month summary, Uranus will go retrograde on the 1st, so as to ask ourselves, what are we resisting? What necessary changes are we resisting? Pluto moves into Capricorn till November. This period of Pluto moving into Capricorn before November is like a last hurrah of the, the powers that were. As we revisit one last time, Pluto revisits its final phoenix of these degrees, 29 degrees of Capricorn, prior to its full movement into Aquarius. This will be very interesting to observe as we move towards selection time in November in the United States, and the war continues. We'll observe how war continues with the leaders um, who are ruled by this Capricorn Pluto. Mars will move into Cancer on the 4th. On the 9th, Mercury will move into Virgo. The Sun will move into Libra on the 22nd. Venus will move into Scorpio on the 22nd. And Mercury will move into indecisive Libra on the 26th. And that's it for the month. Maybe just a couple last word summaries. Remember to maybe not plan too much for the ending of the month. It's going to be a lot of stress with equinox, 2 eclipses, and usually the period in between 2 eclipses tends to be very lit up and very intense. So I would suggest to take it easy for the last week. But if you decide to utilize the energy for travel, feel free. Mercury's not in retrograde. And do your best to enjoy your month, enjoy this time. October and November will portend a little more, and some more revisits into intensity. I don't think nothing as intense as August, but um, we'll get there when we do. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.